What progress has the government made on strengthening New Zealand's economic relationship with Australia?
The Honourable Bill English.
Speaker, today Prime Minister John Key and Australia's Prime Minister signed the investment protocol to the Closer Economic Relations Trade Agreement. It builds on existing goods and services agreements and will cut red tape and compliance costs for investors on both sides of the Tasman. It provides additional safeguards for the $36 billion New Zealanders have invested in Australia, which is the largest overseas destination for New Zealand investment. I'd like to take the opportunity to acknowledge the work done by the previous Labor government in beginning the investment protocol negotiations.
John Hayes.
Mr Speaker, what changes will occur under the investment protocol?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, in the case of New Zealanders investing in Australian business assets, the screening threshold increases from 231 million Australian dollars to just over $1 billion. In the case of Australians investing in significant New Zealand business assets, the threshold rises from $100 million to $477 million. The protocol ensures that in most instances, New Zealand investors will be treated equally as well as Australians investing in their own country, and gives them more certainty their investments will be protected and will not be treated unfairly.
The Honourable David Cunliffe.
Speaker.
The Honourable David Cunliffe. Order. I've called the Honourable David Cunliffe.
Speaker, in respect of the potential of selling energy assets to Australia given the new threshold, does he agree with John Key that options for narrowing the wage gap with Australia are limited when he said, quote, "We can sit around all we like if we want and worry about a potential partial float, but that is not going to make the New Zealand economy go faster, and we don't want to make, and we'll continue to lose New Zealanders, and that's just not sustainable." And if so, why is he continuing to consider a partial float if it doesn't grow our economy or keep New Zealanders here?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, the government is working on a wide range of fronts to undo the damage done by the previous government, and to build stronger economic opportunity in New Zealand. We are making significant progress, and the investment protocol signed today is just another small step, along with hundreds of others this country needs to take in order to close that wage gap between New Zealand and Australia.
John Hayes.
Mr Speaker, to the Minister of Finance, what changes will occur under the investment protocol?
The Honourable Bill English.
Excuse me. Mr Speaker, the provisions in the protocol preserve our ability to take measures that could affect investors differentially. These include fulfilling the obligations of the Treaty of Waitangi, to protect human, animal or plant life or health, or to manage a balance of payments crisis. Furthermore, if the government decides to move to a mixed ownership model for certain SOEs, the protocol includes a specific provision which preserves the right of the New Zealand government to give preference to New Zealanders with respect to SOEs.
John Hayes.
Mr Speaker, what categories of investment are covered under the investment protocol?
The Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the one important category that's not covered by the protocol is investment in land. Investments in sensitive land will be treated under the Overseas Investment Act in the same way as any other investor. So the thresholds and criteria have not changed with respect to land investment. The protocol applies specifically to business investment.
John Hayes.
Mr Speaker, to the Minister of Finance, under the investment protocol, what policy flexibility do we retain?
The Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, New Zealand retains policy flexibility around those matters which it regards as important to our sovereign interests, in particular the Treaty of Waitangi, in particular dealing with a balance of payments crisis, and also dealing with the ability to provide a preference for New Zealanders investing in SOEs.
Question number 4, the Honourable